Hi, everyone. I just wanted to pop in today and say hi to everyone, first of all. And I'm outside. It's a beautiful day today. So I am outside in the village that's pretty close to my home, down the street from my home. It's the Riviera Village in Redondo Beach. And of course, my wonderful assistant Abby is here with me. And we thought, oh, let's do an Instagram Live and pop in and say hi to everybody. Today I wanted to talk about body image. And the reason I wanted to talk about this topic is because recently a lot of people have been writing into me, they've been writing into my social media and writing in the comments and so on, asking me things like, what are you doing differently? You look different these days. And I have not been addressing this point. And many people have been commenting on that, and they say, you look different, you look different. And so I haven't been commenting because I wanted to say something that's helpful, useful, sensible, all of the things. And so there's a lot of things I can say about it. You know, I can talk about why. So I've been eating differently and eating very clean, but I can talk about why I'm doing it, and whether other people should do it or not do it. One of the reasons that I haven't really spoken about this subject is because I don't like to create dogma around how we look, around our physical appearance, that certain ways of looking is better than other ways, because it isn't. It's about how you feel about how you look. And I don't want to create dogma around food and what we eat and what's bad for you and what's good for you. So I don't want people to think that because I'm doing it or I'm eating it, I'm advocating it, that everybody should do it or everybody should eat this way, which is one of the reasons why I've been avoiding this topic, even though a lot of people have been asking about it. So I wanted to say that first. So I want to say that the most important thing is whatever you do in terms of enhancing the way you look should enhance the way you feel. That is the most important thing. Don't do it for other people. Don't do it because someone else wants you to look different. Do it for yourself. Always come from a place of doing it for yourself. Whether you wear makeup, whether you want to wear heels or not wear heels or wear sneakers, whatever you do, do it because it makes you feel good. That's the most important thing. Okay, so what have I been doing differently and why? Last year, I really struggled a lot because I didn't feel comfortable in my body anymore. So I didn't feel good anymore in my own body. I felt it wasn't me. I wasn't in my body. And I was feeling really burned out. I had kind of overdone everything in terms of work, everything, whether flying, traveling, and so on, or online. And so I actually decided to take a pause on everything and just focus on taking care of myself because I was feeling so burned out. I was so burned out that I started to feel, I guess, really low. Like there were days where I didn't want to get out of bed. All of that is behind me, by the way. And today, now, every day I look forward to getting out of bed and seeing what the day brings me. But there were days that I just didn't even feel like getting out of bed. And in a way, I started to question, why am I doing what I'm doing, especially if I'm not feeling good about it and not feeling good about myself. I was burned out. One of the reasons I was burned out was because there's a part of me that wants to help everybody that's suffering. But it's not realistic. I mean, I have to realize that they all have their own guides and their own connection, and I can't think of myself. It's arrogant to believe that I'm God and I can help everyone. But whenever people would come to me and I couldn't help them, I would feel I would lose a little piece of myself. And I noticed that I stopped caring about how I looked, and I stopped caring about what I ate. And so it started to show in every way, in how I felt about myself, in how I looked, in every way. So one day I knew I had to do something about it. So I started to go and see certain practitioners, like holistic practitioners, alternative practitioners, functional medicine doctors, who ran tests and told me things that were going on in my body. Now, for me, I always stress on the emotional aspect. the emotional aspect is so important. It's so important that you feel good about what you're doing. But I knew that I needed a little bit of help on the physical side as well. The physical aspect then started to give me a bit of a kickstart to start to help me. It started to help me to then work through the emotional side of it. So basically, when I had a battery of blood tests done, it was found that, for example, I was vitamin D deficient, for one. My cholesterol level, the bad cholesterol, was a little bit elevated, and so on. You know, there was a lot of things. And even though I wasn't diabetic, the blood sugar could have been lower, and just a whole battery of things like that. And so the functional medicine doctors put me on, or had me on, a food program. Oh, and of course I had parasites and fungus infections and, you know, just all of the things. So I started to follow a food protocol, and I started to do a cleanse. And after following these protocols and taking the supplements, I started to notice how good I was feeling. And I was feeling so good that I wanted to keep it up. And after a little while, because I was feeling so good and having so much energy, I have more energy today, and I feel better today than I have in years. I really do. And the way I feel right now, I don't feel tempted to go back to being or eating the way I was, like, say, up to about a year ago. And I've had people write in and say to me, "You're losing a lot of weight. Are you sick?" No, I am not sick. I'm actually better than I've been before. But the second thing I want to say is that I haven't lost the weight rapidly. It's been over the course of a year, in fact, a little more than a year now. So please don't worry about me. I'm doing great. I plan to be here for a long time. Of course, I still have down days every now and then, but who doesn't? Really, who doesn't? And when you do the kind of work I do, it really can sometimes affect you at the heart level, at the emotional level. It really can. And so I just have to take better care of that and just be aware of that. So now with this information, I want to also invite you, if you have any questions, please ask your questions in the comments, and Abby will shout them at me, and I will repeat them. But in the meantime, I'll just spend a couple of minutes telling you what I stopped eating and what I did eat and what my regimen was. So Abby, if you look for the questions, and I'll just share.
That was a big question. What are you eating and what is a healthy diet?
Okay, so the big question is, what am I eating and what is a healthy diet? So I don't want to advocate what is a healthy diet, because for some people, going purely plant-based is healthy, and some people can't do plant-based. They have to have animal protein. I'm one of those people that cannot do purely plant-based. I actually have tried it. I've tried it many, many times, and for me, it does make me feel sicker. It does wear me down, and it's just one of those things. I do need to eat eggs. I do need to eat fish. I do eat shrimp. I do need the animal protein. Not a whole lot, but certainly at least 3 times a week I need animal protein. So for me, what is a healthy diet? What I had to do, the main thing I had to do was, sorry about the ambient noise, I hope you're still able to hear everything I'm saying, because I'm out in the village walking around, and people are kind of staring. There were a couple of people that said, "Can I photobomb you?" So the main thing, though, is that I've cut out all gluten, and I've cut out sugar. Oh my gosh, sugar was the hardest thing for me. I had craving for chocolate for so long. So now I do eat sugar that, I do eat monk fruit sugar, stevia. I eat chocolate that is made with monk fruit sugar and stevia. I eat Lily's chocolate. But I know that if I ever see my favorite chocolate, which is the Swiss chocolate Ladarock, if I'm ever in a Ladarock store, I will eat their chocolate. And I will eat the full-on milk chocolate. So, but I am a lot more discerning about the sugar I eat now. So sugar was a big one I had to remove, because the other thing they found in the blood tests was that I had inflammation, and to reduce inflammation, you have to cut down on sugar. I'm supposed to cut out fruit completely, but I find that really hard. So I do have fruit from time to time. I do have strawberries. I have cut out a lot of the high glycemic fruits. But all of this is temporary, but it has led me to form new habits, which have led me to feel so good that, again, there's no temptation to go back to eating the way that I actually used to. So being gluten-free means no rice, no pasta, and so on. Being on low sugar and anti-inflammatory means very little in the way of rice and things like that. So I do eat certain brands of bread, and so basically there's a lot that I can eat, but the big ones are no gluten and no sugar, and no foods that are highly inflammatory. So that's really the big thing.
Oh, there you go. You're
Okay.
back.
Great. So the second thing is that I do eat mainly organic food whenever I can. I do buy clean organic food. I try to buy as minimal packaged food as possible, minimal sauces and things. So we make mostly our own. It's a good thing that both Danny and I love cooking. We really both love cooking, so that's really a great thing, and that makes it easier.
Got a lot of people saying turmeric helps. Big advocates of turmeric here.
So a lot of people saying turmeric helps. They're big advocates of turmeric. I eat a lot of turmeric, and I'll tell you why. Because I love making curry, just love curry. And my curries are filled with turmeric and curry powder and garam masala and all the spices. So I use lots of herbs and spices, like a lot. But I don't purchase ready-made gravies and sauces and things like that.
And then a couple people are commenting that you can eat whatever you want, just as long as you're not doing it every day. And I think that's the big lesson you can take away there, right?
Yes. So a lot of people are saying you can eat whatever you want as long as you're not doing it every day. 100%. So I am not advocating abstinence. Absolutely not. And I want to reiterate, I don't want people to be dogmatic about it. It really has to be fun for you. Right now, I'm enjoying how I feel, so it feels fun. But as I said, if I see like a type of chocolate that I love and I want to eat it, I will eat it. I will eat it. I will eat the dessert. You know, there are certain things. One of my favorite flavors of ice cream is rose and saffron flavor ice cream. Love, love, love that. If I see that, I will eat it. But the thing is, I don't gobble up everything in sight anymore because I love my body too much and I love my life too much and I want to live really long, all the things.
And do you want to give a shout out to any of the holistic practitioners who gave you the tests? I think you went to Erica for a couple of them, right?
Yes. So a shout out to the holistic practitioners who've helped me on this journey. So number one is Erica Barantis. Amazing. She's really helped me. She uses neuro-emotional techniques. She's helped me clear the emotions. She's told me a lot about supplements. She has done acupuncture on me. So she's been fantastic in supporting me through this journey. Another one I just want to mention is Michele Cohen. She was always great with advising on supplements. The third one is the Center of New Medicine in Irvine, who ran the battery of tests and actually led me to believe that I was healthier than I thought I was. So they were amazing in telling me exactly what I needed to do. So all three were really key in my journey and very, very helpful. And also certain friends who I spoke to. I have friends who have been through being burned out. When I was burned out, I also went through things like having panic attacks because my chemistry levels were really off. And so I would speak to friends, and there were friends that would help me and say things like, don't worry, you'll get through this. I've been through it. Just go out for a walk. Take yourself for a walk every day, and things like that. So I want to thank everybody that's helped me through this journey, because sometimes it does take an army. People believe that just because I had a near-death experience, that's it. I know the answer to everything. It may have expanded my view, and it may have given me a huge insight into the other side and what happens when we die. But let me tell you, the challenge is in applying it here. It is really challenging. And what's challenging is in marrying what I call the esoteric and the physical. That's the biggest challenge that I've faced. It can be draining, tiring. It's really hard to balance the two. And it's really hard not to feel the pain of other people over here. And that's what the biggest challenge has been for me. But as I'm aware of what it is I have a tendency to do, that helps me to take care of myself better and to be able to come up with the tools and to counter it.
So a couple people are asking you to repeat the practitioners, but let's just post it.
Yes.
And link to them later, so you can just tell people we'll link to.
Okay. So a couple of people are asking me to repeat the practitioners, but what we're going to do is we're going to post their names and links to the practitioners. And I want to tell you that no matter what stage of disease or illness you're at, holistic, help, alternative healing, and it can help anybody. One of the things I found with Center of New Medicine, they actually help people even at end-stage cancer, heart disease, all of it. So if you have been frightened by modern medicine or had a bad experience with modern medicine, please never lose hope. Never lose hope. There's always functional medicine doctors that can help you, that can help you to reverse what it is you're doing. So the difference between going to a medical doctor and a functional medical doctor, so I would call all the people that I named as being functional practitioners. The difference between functional practitioners and modern medicine, medical doctors, is that with medical doctors, they try to find a pharmaceutical drug that can help you with your symptoms. And if they don't have the pharmaceutical drug, they say you can't be cured because they don't have the pharmaceutical to give you. People who go to the medical doctors are going looking for an outside intervention to fix their symptoms. With a functional medicine doctor, be prepared that you have to do the work. They will tell you what's going on, and they will tell you why it's happening to you or how it came about or what you did to cause it, but you have to do the work to reverse it, and you have to be willing to do that work. So that's the difference. And if you're prepared to do the work and change your lifestyle, then believe me, it's really worth it because you will feel better than you've ever felt before. So any more questions? Maybe if there's one final one, and then we can wind up and I will read back for further questions. And your questions give me content for further videos.
So we do have someone saying curry recipe, please. So we'll have to do a video of your curry recipe.
Oh, that calls for a video. See, there was agreement there. I don't know if you heard that, but that was a pigeon or a bird or a crow. So yes, curry recipe, great idea. I will do a YouTube video or a video, maybe an Instagram live video, cooking a curry. How's that? See, again, thank you.
That's so fun.
Thank you. Okay, thank you all for tuning in, and I will see you all soon. Thank you. Bye.